Hi guys, I've got a pretty cool tool here that I'm going to show you, Tes Teach with blend space. So you can see that right there. You just go to tes.com and you can create a free account. And really what this boils down to is it's a collaboration place that puts all of your resources into one neat location. I've never used this before, and then the more that I play around with it, it's really neat. So I'm going to show you a few things. First, I'm going to show you kind of how to build a course, and then I'm also going to show you some of these featured lessons that are down here at the bottom and walk you through those. So first things first is over here on this side, you can create a classroom. So then you can invite all of your students. As you can see here, they get a code to access it at home. Maybe they've got their devices at school, however that works. So I've created this ComEd course. So there you can add students whenever you want, which I don't have any students to add, but that's something easy to do. And then I'll show you a share link as well. So now that I'm inside my ComEd class, I can create more, but I'm going to build a lesson. And as you can see, I've already started a couple. Let's go inside my business communication course. So at first, it's interesting how it's set up. I can set my title here, so I just type in business communication, and then I've got all kinds of features that I can do here. So first things first is this little slide. So it has built in a PowerPoint slide that I use from the resources that are available over here on the right. So let me show you what that looks like here in just a second. So over here, I want to find resources on business communication. So I'm just going to type in business and see what comes up. And right there, look at all these PowerPoints that are available for me to throw over. Now, a lot of them are free, but some of them are going to require you to pay. But I think there's enough resources there. So there's a presentation. If I think there's a really good PowerPoint that I'd like to use, bam, it's right there. And then as you can see here, I can just type in the text or add a quiz. So if I add a quiz here, like what is a business, and then the student would take it and then submit easily. Now, what happens is that when the student plays this, it will run through everything together. Say this is a asynchronous course, so that's something that I'm interested in when I coordinate my classes. They can play it, or you could play it in front of your class that's live, and whatever that you need to do to set it up. Now, the next thing that I want to show you that's really neat is right up here, the standards button. Okay, so I need to talk about particular standards. I'm going to drag and drop right here over to this side. Subject. I'm going to talk about literacy, ELA. Let's talk about 12th graders, search. They're all right here. Really neat. I need a writing standard. Let's talk about this one right here, establish and maintain a formal style. Again, this isn't really lining up with what I'm talking about for business comm, but move that over. Now I've got both my standards are aligned with the lesson that I am creating, and they're right there. So think about for evaluations or anything like that, it's easy to set up. My lessons had this. It keeps everything in one simple location to see what that looks like. Now, a lot of our show and tells have been focused on the students and their use. This one kind of takes the lens for both the teacher, how they set everything up. I got to have my standards. What is my content? How do I assess that content? You can do that all within this Tes Teach function. But then it's also user friendly for your students as well. So then when I can also look based on subject as well, professional development. So then I have my share function. Then it comes to this. Maybe I only want particular students to access it or share this lesson with particular students. There'll be a list here of all the classes that you've created, and maybe you've put the lesson under particular classes. You hit BAM right there. You click on that, it checks it, and that's going to share it with all the students that have checked into that classroom. Or if I don't want that, I can send a link or all of these neat ways. And we've already discussed Google Classroom quite a bit. So really, really neat function there as well. So then I want to go back and talk about featured lessons. You can search. You see this lessons library? Let's talk about this first one right here. We pull this up. This is already a created lesson that we can easily play through their library of free resources. So I scroll through, you see how it's already set up all these neat images, PowerPoints that are set up. Now, again, you've got the PDF, kind of a summary that you can do. So again, you can upload that PDF right into this little module right here, and then this assessment at the end, and then how they've got this set up is kind of a preview for the next one. And you see Tammy has been more than willing to share these, and you can do the same thing once you've created some really good lessons, or maybe you're you're stuck when you're creating the lesson. This is a jumping off point. Really neat options to do here. There's a little tip function up here talking about different things, how to motivate your students. To me, why I like this function, the more I play around with it, is the accessibility of information. Yeah, maybe you've only taught for a year, maybe you've taught for 25 years. Things have changed, and you're looking for ways to reinvigorate the content in your course. And I think this is a really neat way to do that. So you see all these different things. To me, I'm not the best organizer in the world. It boils down to being able to see everything in a quick, easy to utilize function. So like right here, I showed you about that create. You can do first period history as they've already got pre-populated there, and everything is easy to find on one dashboard. So, and then this join class, like I talked about, here's that class code. So when you create an assignment or you create a PowerPoint, your code, that XYPL for my ComEd, they throw that in there, and then they are right where they need to be. And then my final thought here is going to this lessons library. It's just the amount of resources that you can search and find based on particular things that is specific to your content. So again, tes.com, Tes Teach with blend space. Some of the neatest things that you can do. So you drag and drop, find resources, open results. You can search by different file types as well. Maybe you want a spreadsheet that shows something that'll pop up. So it's kind of a modified PowerPoint, modified Prezi with more content that you can do, and it's accessible by clicking around for different modules. So we've got the quiz module, the PowerPoint module. I could have multiple PowerPoints. Maybe you set up an entire unit this way. All kinds of different ways to do that as well. And then the final thing over here on the right hand side, as I'm showing you here, it is accessible. Here's Dropbox and Drive. Google's right there as well. So you can click, go search through that, and move everything over. So it's incredibly user friendly as I've moved throughout and showing you some of these different things. And I want to show you some of the created PowerPoint. So maybe let's talk about politics right now. So this one's a photo. You can see what's linked up here as well. Here's a little video that they've thrown in there. So really neat. The big thing on this is a platform to show you how to utilize this at the best that you possibly can. So everybody's going to be a little differently. As we've seen throughout our show and tells, there's been effective ways to build rapport with your students or to accomplish a particular thing. This is all about what are you using to help organize your thoughts as an educator, and then also it is interactive for your students because they're going to be able to access this kind of neat module-based divided structure that helps them see what they're wanting to see. And you can put quizzes after each one, however that you want to do it. And again, this to me will continue to build and grow as I go along, and I'm going to try it out with some of my students next semester. Now, I know it's easier for me because I'm teaching at the college level, and I don't have any standards that are listed in this, but it doesn't mean that I can't type in my own standards as they show it up. So hopefully Tes Teach is something that you consider. I just wanted to show you a basic overview of what it looked like. And again, clear dashboard right here. And hopefully when you guys watch this quick video, I want to have an open conversation as to how you could see that built into your own lesson plans and your own content as well. So hopefully this is a neat tool. I know it's going to be neat for myself. So good luck and use it wisely.